Hey everyone, Myles, Dyer here, Blade 376. Now, there's been a lot of stuff going on lately, as you can imagine, with Upstaged, a part of this TV show Upstaged, and there's no point in me explaining it now except read the description if you want a bit of background, but I don't feel I could say it all just off the top of my head, so I've had to write it down. I tried to position the camera so it didn't look like I was reading it, but then it didn't have sort of the natural flow. So I'm just going to read it to you now. But the meaning's all there, and the reason I'm reading it is because I want to make sure I tackle every aspect of it, because it's a very delicate issue. So here we go. So today I returned from the town of Bristol in southwest England, where we had completed 24 hours of broadcasting on a brand new online and BBC television show called Upstaged, with a group of vloggers from across the UK. Our act was called Upstaged, and we were through to the finals. And as you can imagine, the other members of the group and I are absolutely amazed, and we are so grateful for all the support, so thank you. It's been an interesting 4 days with us being thrown into an artificial world none of us have ever experienced before, and it's only now that I'm able to relax, reflect and respond to some of the comments thrown our way. Although the vast majority were positive, I think it's important to respond to the other end of the spectrum. I'm using this format so it is possible to present a thoughtful and uncensored response. Previously, this could not have been done due to the editorial control and censorship of the BBC, which they had applied the past 4 days, but it was for understandable reasons. The main accusation is that we have no talent, and this ignites the discussion at so many different levels. Talent is a subjective thing, and what it is will differ from one person to the next. Let's quickly look at 2 dictionary definitions of what the word talent means first. So the first definition is, it's a special natural ability or aptitude. And I'd say we have people who all bring something to the team in the act of Upstaged. And number 2, it's the capacity for achievement or success. And with that, I think we have proven success in that we have created such a large community of support, enough to help us win each stage. And from scratch, we have formed a team and demonstrated, as intended, that communities can achieve anything. We hope to build on this success in the same way that we all hope to build on any goal you reach in life. And for us Upstagers, our goal has now moved to the point of wanting to win this entire competition. Back to the main discussion though, what is entertaining and what is talent? These elements are subjective, and this could quite possibly be the reason why there is a need for voting. Or maybe I'm just missing the point. A decision does have to be made though, and we, like everyone else, are playing by the rules and are controlled by the same regulations. We're not cheating, we're not doing anything different. It is all fair. But let's look at the competition we have entered, as this will make it clear of what it was expected of us and what we did expect of the competition. I quote from the BBC Upstaged website of what is Upstaged. It says, and this is quoted, "To be part of Upstaged, wannabe contenders must make a profile of themselves online, including a description and video of their act or idea. Have you got a hidden talent or special skill? Have you got a brilliant idea or amazing invention? Remember, it's not just a stage. It could be a venue, a space or a platform. Whatever you want it to be. We're not just looking for performers either, but ideas and events that not only attract an audience, but keep them interested. The whole event will last up to 8 hours, but the contenders will only perform for 6. So already, you know it's not narrowly about who has the most talent." To get specific on the act that is currently under fire, that's right, us, I will not only quote from the Upstaged website itself, but what was presented to us beforehand when we were asked by the BBC to enter the competition. Yes, that's right, the BBC approached me and asked us to be in the competition, as well as the other vloggers, just before Christmas in 2007. But why? I know a lot of you are asking. Because they know that we appeal to a wide audience through the entertainment we offer through our vlogs and live chats. We are acknowledged for our skills in vlogging and the ability to be able to inspire and entertain others throughout the internet. This show is all about the internet, with the BBC attempting to combine the elements of television and the internet together. Furthermore, it is an experiment, not just for the BBC, but for us as well. This is the first time these two mediums have ever been brought together on such a large scale, and therefore it is a journey of true discovery. On our first day, after the vlogger team had met for the first time, we recognised that things didn't go great, something we admitted then and something we admit now. But something we also admitted is we did improve over the 4 days, and this was forever shown by win after win and feedback after feedback. If, as said by some, that we haven't been entertaining and we only won due to a fan base, this suggests we have mindless sheep perhaps, robots voting for us every 3 minutes for 6 hours a day, making chat rooms, promoting our act and watching us on TV. If we are to truly deal with the issue of how talent is subjective, remember that people did vote regularly because they kept watching the show and therefore they were entertained. If they weren't, are you suggesting that the 400 people in the chat room, for example, at one point would have kept going with the voting? Would they have bothered with the hundreds and thousands of comments that were sent in each day that we just couldn't physically get through? Was it all a big act because we wanted to win for the sake of winning? That, my friends, is a true question of integrity and forms a whole new argument. I, for one, am not willing to question the integrity of every single person who supported us, nor will I for those that are against us. This is a competition, and with the rules being kept to by all acts, it is officially fair. Fairness is a huge issue addressed by people that do not like the way we took the competition by storm so far. And once again, there are many levels to this. The overall view is that we have an unfair advantage because we have a huge internet following. I'm sorry to break it to you, but this is an online competition. You have to look at all criteria when applying for a competition, and you go for it if you feel you have what it takes. I mean, you don't see sprinters applying for a long distance run and then complaining that it was unfair because the long distance runners were, yes, you guessed it, more adapt to the competition of long distance running. If we are to look at the support we have though, this is support that didn't just fall out of the sky. This has been earned and is actually available to anyone who has something to do with the show. I personally have been vlogging for almost 2 years now, and I've built up the fan base that I have. But wait, are you telling me musicians, comedians, artists, performers were only allowed to build up a fan base when the competition was announced? Surely not. Some acts who I've been against have been together for over 2 years. Is that unfair? Shall I contest that they've had longer to build up a fan base more than me? If we had have applied for such a show 2 years ago, would we have had a disadvantage? Well, sure, but I'm afraid to break it to you, but life doesn't exist in a timely, convenient fashion for everyone. It is absurd that such a comment is thrown our way because a big part of entertaining is having a passion for what you do. The reason I have almost 9,000 subscribers alone isn't just so I can go on TV and kill off the competition, as some people put it. It's because I've always been passionate for what I've done and I've enjoyed the ride. And what is the matter if I wish to use it on a new platform, which gives me that opportunity? If we go on the basis on talent, we have to avoid ignorance, assuming that talent is all that it comes down to. The website says promote. Entertainment suggests having an audience. Let's take the metaphor of the tree falling down in the woods. Everyone's heard of that, but apply it to this context. So let's put it this way. If a comedian tells the world's best joke in an empty hall, how many people will experience the talent? As much as we want to make those behind us already proud, we are doing this to get more people on board with this internet experience that has enhanced our lives completely. And we have already succeeded with new people who've walked past the box and who've been just watching online. People have started vlogging, and that's an amazing thing. We've achieved what we've done, even if it's just one person. We are succeeding on so many different levels. But then the question is, what is success? But that, again, is another video. So we are accused by some of being boring, a disgrace to the competition, worse than watching paint dry. Then you should put all your efforts in supporting the other teams that we face, because if you wanted to create a solution to such injustice, you should be constructive and support the acts that need your votes. A quote I hold close to my heart after much experience of scrutiny and criticism for what I've done over the past couple of years is, you can please some people some of the time, but you can't please all people all of the time. So okay, for some it may be boring for some people, but not for those that are voting. And let me remind you, this competition is decided on votes. So just like how society works in everyday life, how life works in democracies, the majority that can be bothered to act make ultimate decisions. It has been said that we have just been playing games and acting like children. Once again, all are entitled to their opinion, but let me remind you that some of the most popular shows on TV and radio have been constructed of such as panel shows and programmes like Whose Line Is It Anyway? Or Give Us a Clue, Just a Minute. This is an online show for the online community, and we are playing along with that. We are doing something new and radical. We are competing against traditional entertainment acts, and it's therefore not surprising that there is a clash of cultures. We are not a traditional act, we are just trying to be ourselves, having a good time taking on board criticism, when constructive, and trying to work with all viewers to make this as entertaining as possible. We have 6 weeks until we return, and now we have an understanding of how this show works and what people think about us outside the box, literally and metaphorically. We look forward to meeting whatever the competition has to throw at us in terms of performance and not as a critical perspective. We hope to please you all in what we have yet to show. As individuals, we demonstrate our abilities to connect with people, and our team is a testament to that. 400 people in a chat room at one time, having feedback from people engaged from Canada, Australia, the USA, Mexico, Germany, Holland, and many others. When you apply our niche appeal on a global scale, it's not surprising how scary this is to some people, even to us, and more so as an intimidating aspect to this competition to our competitors. And this is why the creation of frustration occurs to those that do not like our act. I mean, it's understandable if you don't like an act and you wonder why they keep winning. And if you do not like our act and think it's a disgrace we have won the way we have so far, I will let you know that the first irrational belief is that life is fair. And that's only if I were to agree with you with your argument about unfairness. Because as I've stated before, in terms of rules and how the show has been set up, we are winning fairly, just by a huge margin. If people criticise us and say certain aspects were good, but the general thing was rubbish, then you've already proven the point that not all things are liked by all people. Some people get it and some people just don't. That's how life is. It could be said that we are great online, but not in a box, as some people have said. But I'm sorry to tell you, but the box was actually broadcasted online. When people throw us comments that we are talentless, it does get to us. It does, I'll be honest. And I know it gets to the others. Because in an ideal world, we would love to entertain everyone. But we just can't. We all have different tastes, but what we can do is take on constructive criticisms that involve comments such as, this is what you should do, and work on it to improve our niche whilst not compromising what we are trying to do from the start. The fact we have prompted a huge response of people to make critical video responses and feedback to our show can surely demonstrate a great deal of entertainment perhaps, because at the end of the day, we all like drama, don't we? There is so much that could be said, but with these points put forward as the core defence to those that say we have no talent and that we have an unfair advantage, I hope you are open-minded to understand that this is just how it is. And with it being a competition, you should strive to help out those acts you want to support when they take the stage. Finally, I'd just like to say a big thank you for all the support we have had across the board, as without it we would not be aware of how our act is truly going. Winning this competition is only a mere point of what we wish to achieve. And what would it be worth if we won Upstaged without having achieved the real goals that we had originally gone into the box to do? Representing community and showing how it brings people together and how the internet is an amazing thing. Also, finally, a huge thanks to Chris Cohen and the High Flyers, because in my opinion, for what it's worth, the most talented of our competitors were them, and interestingly enough, the most gracious in defeat. Thank you, and adios till next time.